We have all seen that person in the gym doing a very questionable exercise. You've probably thought to yourself, what do they know that I don't? These type of exercises that I'm referring to are things like Osu ball curls, hip thrust on a leg extension machine, or maybe even you're pairing exercises that should never be paired together, like if you're doing a leg press and a chest fly at the same time. Normally by just looking at these exercises, you can tell instantly that they are not effective and there's definitely a better use for your time. But then there are exercises that are in fact look beneficial, but you'd be surprised that they're not giving you the benefits that you actually think that they are. That is why in today's video, I want to give you the top 3 worst exercises that I see people still performing. I want to give my explanation to why they're so bad and why you should avoid them, along with the exercises you should be doing instead. So exercise number 1 is actually a very common warm-up that you see a lot of people performing before a big chest day, maybe they're benching, or even on a shoulder day, and that's the dumbbell external rotations. What the goal that they're trying to achieve in doing this exercise, they're trying to warm up the rotator cuffs and the rear delts to really get ready for the pressing by taking it through its full range of motion and just kind of warming up the joints and warming up the shoulders really. When done right, this can be a very effective exercise for doing so, but there is a problem with this exercise. So what exactly is the problem with this exercise? Well, it's the plane of motion that it's being performed in. So when you're doing a standing dumbbell external rotation, you're holding the dumbbells like this. A lot of the dumbbells is getting pulled by gravity down. Therefore, you're actually training in the sagittal plane, which is up and down. And this is going to be a problem because this is going to put a lot of tension on your biceps and your forearms versus what you're actually trying to target, which is your rotator cuff and your shoulders and just warming up your rear delts. So that is the problem why this exercise isn't effective and it's not really doing what you think it's doing. So what should you be doing instead? Well, it's actually a very easy and simple fix. So what you want to do instead of working in the, like I said, the sagittal plane, so from up and down, because gravity is actually pulling up and down and you're holding the dumbbells, you basically want to work in the transverse plane, which is actually traveling from side to side, because that's the movement that you're trying to emulate. You're trying to go from side to side and really warm up those shoulders. So by actually doing these 2 exercises, which would be, you could do it in terms of like a cable, so a cable external rotation, or you can even do a band external rotation. And those are much better choices because the tension is going to be applied correctly and it's going to be pulling from the transverse plane rather than having gravity pull down in the sagittal plane. So now with the tension being pulled from side to side and you're setting up a cable or you're setting up a band, whatever you prefer, whatever is easier, now you're actually effectively warming up your rotator cuffs and you're warming up your shoulders and your rear delts. So this is a much better effective option. So if you are currently doing the standing dumbbell external rotations, definitely switch to apply the pressure in some type of cable or band variation, and I guarantee your shoulders will definitely thank you. Moving on to exercise number 2, this is by far the most controversial exercise on the list, and that's actually the behind the neck press or the behind the neck pull down. The reason why I feel like this is so bad and should be avoided is because generally a lot of people lack the shoulder mobility needed to get your shoulders in a comfortable position to perform the exercise. So I think just from that standpoint, it just kind of makes sense to not force your shoulders into an unnatural position because by doing so, it could lead to a potential shoulder impingement, especially if you're prone to issues. It could actually lead to a rotator cuff tear, which you definitely don't want. So I think from that standpoint, the behind the neck shoulder press or behind the neck pull down just doesn't really make sense. And just to further expand on that point, there has been no scientific research or literature that's been published that's stating that behind the neck pressing or the behind the neck pull down actually elicits more muscle building benefits. So I think from like a risk to reward ratio, I think it's just better off being avoided and actually performing the movement in front of your body. Not only are you going to be getting, if not better benefits, but you're going to not be running the risk of actually hurting your shoulders. So my advice is to avoid anything behind your neck. So if you're doing a behind the neck press or behind the neck pull down, avoid that and switch it for like, so if you want to do an overhead press instead or a dumbbell press, those are all good variations instead of the behind the neck press. And also for the pull down, just do a normal lat pull down. That's my recommendations. There is an argument that the benefits for those exercises, so one argument for the behind the neck press is that it's going to actually recruit more of the lateral head. This might be true, but I think that, like I mentioned before, there's better options and there's better variations that aren't going to put your shoulders at risk, and that you're going to be able to get, if not the same, but a better or even a better benefit. So I think by combining like an overhead press or maybe a seated dumbbell press with just some lateral raises, you're going to be able to actually target all parts of your shoulder and even effectively your side delts, which is the argument for the behind the neck press. So there's always a better way to do things, and there's always different variations, but I think it just doesn't really make sense from the benefits and the risk to reward ratio from actually doing the behind the neck press. And in terms of the argument for the behind the neck lat pull down, the argument that it's going to recruit more traps and you're going to be able to develop your upper traps. And I mean, I've actually did the exercise for a little bit. I've had it in my routine, and I've experienced a lot of like discomfort in my neck from doing it. I find that you're pulling down to an uncomfortable position. So not only is it going to compromise your neck, it's also going to put your shoulders in a bad position from pulling, like I said, behind your body. So going back to the different variations, I think you just need to worry about exercises that are actually going to be able to effectively train the traps. I think like rack pulls, dumbbell shrugs, even dumbbell upright rows, like those are much better exercises to pair those with and include those if you're looking to build some traps, or maybe even some like high rows. I think that, like I said, those are much better variations, and they're not going to put your shoulders at risk, and they're not going to, I find they don't put your neck in a more uncomfortable position. So yeah, those are way better variations in terms of just avoiding risk and just still getting a really good benefit from trap development. And the final exercise on the list is actually the dumbbell side leans. Not only do most people not know which hand actually place the dumbbell in, but they think that they're training their obliques, but really they aren't doing so because it doesn't align properly to the function of the obliques, and it can be really honestly just a waste of time. In order to properly train the core and target the obliques, we need to have some type of rotational based exercise in our ab training and our oblique training. And in terms of like the side leans, you're not really getting any type of twist. All you're doing is bending at the side, therefore making it a really poor choice of exercise for really trying to develop those obliques. So the rotational based exercise that I really like, instead of actually doing the dumbbell side leans, is the decline oblique crunch. This is going to require a lot of core support and being able to stabilize it and really control your core while you're doing it. And you're also providing the twist at the top by actually bringing your elbow to the opposite knee. This is going to create an amazing contraction in your obliques, and you're really going to feel what it's like to actually target your obliques effectively versus actually doing the dumbbell side leans. So if your core training doesn't have some type of rotational based exercise in it, then you're definitely leaving a lot of gains on the table. And if you're relying on the dumbbell side leans to train the obliques, then you're definitely missing out on a lot of great results. So I highly encourage you guys to give a rotational based exercise like this decline oblique crunch into your training and give it a try, and I guarantee you'll see a lot more oblique development from doing so. Alright, so that's going to conclude today's video on the top 3 worst exercises. These are the 3 that really came to mind for me. I see a lot of people performing them in the gym, and I just kind of wanted to bring them to your attention. In terms of lifting, it's all about longevity, and it's all about picking the right exercises that are the best for you and that feel the best. But these exercises, they're just better substitutes out there for actually doing the exercises and getting the same result, while not compromising your shoulders or putting yourself at risk of injury. So I highly encourage you guys to avoid doing these exercises. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do have a lot of great content planned in the works that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also turn on the bell notifications. I want to make sure you guys get notified every time I drop a new video. For those who are new to my channel, I have been uploading consistently twice a week, and that will be consistent going forward for 2020 as well. So you can expect that. My current upload schedule is every Sunday and every Wednesday, so you can expect videos then. But make sure you turn on those bell notifications to make sure you get notified. Also give the video a like. I would really appreciate all the support and likes that I do get as I'm trying to grow my channel, and every like is definitely appreciated. So make sure to give the video a like if you did like the video, of course, and I'll see everybody here next time. Alright, peace out.